Good morning, good morning, good morning, beauties. I know this video should have been up. Well, it shouldn't have, Y'all know I usually do my videos like at 7 o'clock. But I had so much going on. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm just going to shoot it on the day of. But anyway, good morning. I hope y'all have a fabulous day. Let's jump right into this ODBJ. And this week is the method. The method of how I budget. And before I forget, y'all, I do my videos on Monday. And then we have some lovely ladies that do theirs on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which budgeting, just because Chris, the lovely Chris, will be doing it, starting it off tomorrow, Tuesday. And then Michelle on a mission, Free to Fly, will be starting it off on Wednesday. So that's budgeting just because, starting it tomorrow. And Michelle on a mission, Free to Fly, will start Wednesday. And it'll just be a lot of ladies, and they'll all be linked down below, okay? So now let me show y'all my method. I got this right here because first off, you can do a budget. You don't have to have nothing fancy. This is a piece of mail. You can start and write down all your bills and everything you need to use your money for, which is budgeting, on a piece of paper. You don't have to go out and buy no notebook paper, because times is hard. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be shamed at all. I have wrote my bills down on, usually, this is what I do. First off, when I first start doing my bills, I have a calendar. I know what bills I have to have. I have them all out. And when I say bills, y'all, I'm talking about household, gas, groceries. That's just what I include in my bills most of the time, okay? Because to me, that is a necessity, okay? So you can start with the mail that you get in the mail, because that's coming to you. So use a pencil, pen, crayon, marker, whatever you need to do, and write out your bills or whatever else you need. Like you need to take your pet to the vet. You need to get your oil changed. To me, those are necessities. Now, in the budgeting community, we call those cash envelopes and sinking funds, which I'm going to go over a little bit of that in this video, but it's also a necessity. People seem to sometimes forget that those are also needs, but they are. In my method of budgeting, I included all of that. So I will show you that, but I just wanted y'all to know that you can start with a piece of notebook paper, printer paper, and mail. Simple mail that has the backing to it where you can just write it down, okay? So don't forget that, okay? And then, like I say, I write down all my bills for the month. This is a monthly bill. I have to do that. I have to write it out. Everything I need to pay for that month. Like this was back in January. I don't know if it was this year or last year. I don't know. But this is what I wrote down, okay? A lot of this has changed. I don't even have this anymore or go by this, okay? Because, of course, we're going through inflation and all that. But just some kind of way, write out your bills, okay? Now, this is what I pretty much use now. Uh-oh, y'all, sorry. I got my fan on. So, I write down my bills for what I need to do for the month. And then down here, it says other things that I need to budget for, which back then, my daughter played volleyball, so I had a camp, and I was getting her learner's permit. Like I say, you cannot forget the other stuff that you have to pay, right? So now what you do is, what I do is, I will say, we get paid every week, right? So say I'm going to use the 8th. You symbolize that however you need to do. You can put a star, you can use a sticker, you can do whatever you need to tell yourself that I get paid on every Friday, okay? And I could circle it like this, every Friday. I could put a star by it just like I did right there. But I'm just put a star. It helps me just to take it step by step, okay? Because I usually wouldn't even have this filled in yet, okay? Because I already have my list of bills. I have my list of bills, right? And I have the due dates. The due dates are right here, okay? So now I'm so sorry, y'all. I cannot believe I just did that. So if you get paid on the 8th, you're gonna pay all the bills after the 8th. You're gonna pay the 9th bill, the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, if you choose to. Now, some people might pay the bill when they get paid on the 15th to pay the 15th bill, but I don't do that. If I get paid on the 8th, I'm going to pay every bill between the 9th through the 14th, okay? The 9th through the 14th. I'm sorry, I was taking y'all backwards. I'm like, oh my goodness, people bills going to be late. But anyway, y'all. So, just like the first, when I get paid on the first, I pay every bill between the first and the 8th, okay? So, I hope that made it simple, y'all. I hope I explained it better. So, you get paid on the first, you'll pay every bill between the the first and the 8th, right? And then when you get paid on the 8th, you'll pay every bill between the 8th and the 15th, okay? And so on. I was taking y'all backwards. I'm so sorry, y'all. But that's how you would do it if you get paid weekly. Not getting paid on the 8th and then pay it. You'll be behind on your bills. I'm so sorry, y'all. I really am. So, again, if you get paid on that first, you're going to pay every bill between the 1st and the 8th, okay? Every bill. That's for a weekly, okay, y'all? And that's how I did my budget, y'all, okay? And what I do, okay, so I wish I had that's okay. So what I do is, I found like you have to change your budget up. You have to change it up. Don't think that you have to keep that same budget. Okay? So what I do, most of our bills come like right here during this week on the 15th. Okay? And that every month, the 15th, it falls on like the third week. I'm just going to say the third week of every month. That's how we have the majority of our bills. So what I did was I took all those bills. Now I could have took every last bill that I have for the month and I could divide it by 4 and I could save that amount each week. Okay? And I'm sure y'all will see that method in one of the lovely ladies that'll be showing y'all their method. Okay? I used to do it like that and it worked. I like that. But now what I'm doing, just to see how it's going to work, I took every bill that I have for that third week, because it's a lot of them, and I divided it by 4. So I will have, like, say the total is $1,000. I will take out $250 every week. $250 every week will automatically go into my account that I have for bills, because I have an account just for bills. Or you could just bring it home, take it out of the bank and bring it home. But for me, that wouldn't work, because back in the day, I would just spend it. So now, by being transferred straight from my husband's check into another account, I know that those bills, I won't have to worry about those bills in the third, because it's like where the majority of our bills, like our mortgage, lights, all that comes in like that third week. Okay? So yeah, that's what I do, y'all. Besides the third week of bills, dividing those by 4, all the rest of the bills that we pay is weekly. We do it weekly. And like I had just explained to y'all. And if I did that, y'all don't understand what I just said, please ask me down in the comments. And I also have videos prior to this where I showed it, where like this is blank and I actually show you how I do it, okay? All right, so, and this is another thing. That calendar that I just made, I made this on Canva. You could take any calendar or you can make your own calendar, like I say with crayons. Like you literally could just make a calendar to list out your bills, okay? So don't think you have to be fancy and stuff like that. Like literally, let me show y'all. Like if y'all know anything about me, I am not no fancy person, like for real. I love DIYing, but the reason why I don't do like Etsy stuff and, you know, making physical products, because I don't have to have my stuff straight. Like I really don't. You could take a marker, Sharpie, I got a Sharpie, and make a calendar to list out your bills and your paydays, okay? And then, you know, just 1, 2, 3, and, you know, just make a calendar. You don't have to be fancy, y'all, okay? Please don't think you have to be fancy to budget. You just need to do it. Like, just get out there and do it, okay? Okay, so then here is my method. So, let me get this stuff out the way. All right, so here's the method. So I write the date weekly. That's how we get paid. You can write down every income if that's what you choose to do, okay? Because you might have an income from your main job, your side hustle, your husband's, or your significant other income. Total it all out, and you get that amount, okay? You don't have to put people in your business, okay? Because this is all about you budgeting. I have a starting balance, and that's what I start with. Okay, so say I got $500, okay? That's our starting balance, okay? So now, my bills for the week, you can either write out your bills or you could just say my total bill, okay? So I'm just going to say lights and car insurance. I know y'all are right, terrible. So the amount for my lights is $200, which that's my lights are double, y'all. So I wish. My car insurance, I say $100. Now, if the reason why I got paid right here, because if I did this, like I told y'all, I divided by 4, I wouldn't put a check right here because it's not paid, right? If I decided to divide this 200 by 4, I have 50 right here. So I wouldn't do a check mark saying paid. But since I'm doing it week by week, right? Y'all remember I said I was doing it week by week, I have paid by this. Now, a lot of times people have to get extensions, which I have been. I used to have to get extensions. So I wouldn't put a check mark next to that by paid, right? Because I didn't have to get an extension. Well, breaking your bill down, y'all, I'm sorry. That's what I mean. Like I might have told the people, could I pay $100 or something? So I wouldn't put a check mark by that because it's not fully paid. I only put the check mark right there because I know it's fully paid, okay? Now this is my way of budgeting, y'all. Okay, so now I will add that amount, which is $300. Okay, so now my leftover amount should be $200. So I take this $500, right? And I subtract the $300. And that's $200. Okay? So now we'll put the leftover amount right here for $200. Okay? And then the next thing I do is my cash envelopes. Cash envelopes, y'all, and I'm going to show y'all. These are my cash envelopes. Okay, let me get this out the way because this is supposed to be in my fetch stuff right back here. I'm just going to put it back here, okay? These are my cash envelopes. Gas, food, that's groceries, my household needs, and this is like toilet tissue, paper towels, dish soap, laundry detergent, stuff like that. And the food is groceries, like I just told y'all. And then the gas is for the vehicle gas. And then eat, that's when we eat out. And then me, that's myself, whatever I need to get for myself. And then the game is when I go to my nephew's game. And then even now with my daughter playing volleyball, I use this for this. My baby, that's my husband. Spending is just extra spending money, but I got my coins in here because the little thing broke on my coin thing. And then fetch, y'all. Always do fetch. If y'all don't know nothing about fetch, research that. That is something to help with, just research it, y'all. It's really good. I have my code across the screen just in case, okay? But y'all research this. And this is my cash envelope. The reason why y'all see these behind, because this helps me with my budgeting. Now, if I put $100 in here for gas for me and my husband, because this is for each one of the vehicles in the household. Now, we only use $60. What I found to help me is I will take that $40, because that's what was left, and I put it in this envelope. You know, just an envelope. I have one of these behind each category. That way, if I'm lacking some money from the following week, then I'll have this money that was left over from the week before, okay? But yes, your cash envelope has to fit your family. You can't go by nobody else's cash envelope. It has to be your categories, okay? Because it fits your family. Just like I have the game one in there. Y'all might not go to games, but I do. Like, that's a part of our life, okay? So the cash envelopes. So I would just say I'll put groceries down here. I'll put gas down here, because just because you have them don't mean you have to, just because you have the categories don't mean you have to fill them in all the time. So I just put 50 right here for groceries and 25 for gas, okay? Because now I'm so thankful because my husband he have a work truck, so we don't have to worry about that, so I barely put gas. So when I add those up, 50 plus 25 is 75. I'm not going to use the calculator, y'all. So now that should be, we take the leftover amount, which is 200, and you subtract it by this 75, it should give you 125, right? 200 minus 75. That's 125. And I'm sorry if this video gonna be a little longer, because I don't want to assume that someone knows that the next step is like 1 plus 1. I want to, really make sure y'all understand how I budget, okay? So I'm very sorry if this video is a little longer. Okay, so now we have 125 left. So now you will go up here to sinking funds. Now, sinking funds is stuff like you have an envelope for like when your car break down or you need oil changes or something like that. I have an auto for that. And this will be different too. Yours won't be like mine. Sports. My daughter play volleyball. I use this for like her pictures and different stuff like that. Not necessarily going to the game and stuff because that's for my cash envelopes, but her pictures and anything she might need as far as socks or Spanx or stuff like that. Okay, so, and I have a lot of different categories of my sinking funds, y'all. I have a video that shows all of them. So if I need something in my sinking funds, I write it right here, right? So I'm gonna say I want to put $10 in my auto. Okay, now right here I have an HP in red. HP means high priority. Is that a high priority? That's telling me that I need to stuff that as much as I can. Okay, so I'm just gonna put $10. It's not a high priority, so I'm not gonna check it. So the amount total is $10. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna take $10 from the 125, which should be 115, right? Let me see. Let me make sure, y'all. 125 minus 10 is equal to 115. Okay. So now we get down here to debt. Okay. So this is where I had like a ortho. My daughter had got braces and stuff like that. This is where your student loan might go. Any kind of debt that you have. Besides my mortgage. I don't put my mortgage in here. I don't have debt right now that I'm going to stuff for this week. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to do a thing across it. So the total amount is 0. And my leftover amount is still the 115. Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to flip the page. So now we got other things that you may have to budget for, which remember I told y'all that she had that camp that time. I had to get that learner's permit and all that. Like, you can't forget other things that you might be going to the beauty salon, or your kids might need haircuts. You have to put that in a budget, okay? But now remember, I'm doing this, I forgot to tell y'all, for the week. I do weekly, because you can do weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. So I'm doing weekly, and this is zero based. But to me, y'all, the only difference between zero based and just another kind of budgeting, zero based means you trying to have a place for every penny to go. So when you're done budgeting, it's going to be 0. If you don't want to do zero based, you can still follow this method. You'll just have money left at the end when we're done, okay? And I'll show y'all. So now we on to this other things you may have to budget for. I'm just going to use volleyball. All right? So I'm going to say, let me see something. Yeah. So I'm going to say she got a camp, okay? And I'm going to say I need $5 this week to stuff that. I need $5. Okay, so now it's telling me, do I have a sinking fund envelope for that? Do I have $5 in this envelope to pay? So I just go to my sinking fund envelope and I see I have 10. So I have a sinking fund envelope for that. And it's paid. Like, I don't need that amount because it's already in here, okay? So I don't have to budget for that. Okay? So still, the total amount is 0. Really, I'm supposed to put 0 right here, because I don't need nothing for it because the $5 is already in there. So the leftover amount is still the 115, okay? So we go down here to put 115. So now you have savings, investing, and hold on, I think I got it over here, y'all. I don't have all my envelopes, but you have savings that you might want to do, other savings, investing, savings challenges, buffer, bill ahead. You have all that extra stuff that you might want to do, right? Am I going to put anything in here? Yes, I am, because I zero base. I'm going to use this 115 all the way up to do something with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my savings, because that's most important to me. I'm going to put $100 in here. Okay? You can put your total amount of savings if you want to, you know. Like, you might have $1,000 now. That $100 might have made $1,000. You can do that if you want to, or you don't have to. Okay, so now 115 from 100. This is where your calculator come in at if you need to. So minus 100. That's giving me $15 left that I can do something with. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in savings challenges. $15. So now what I will do is, I know that's going to be 0. So my leftover amount is 0, or a zero-based budget, y'all. Okay, for the week. Like I say, I budget for the week. Okay, and then down here just say any thoughts or changes that I need to do for my next budgeting thing, and I have none. Okay, so now what I do is, just to check myself, I put this over to the side, and I go up here and I say what my starting balance was. My starting balance is 500, okay? So I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, now this is all the categories that I usually have, y'all. Okay, so let's see. Bills. What did I use on bills? I used $300 on bills right here, the $300. So I'll just go right here, put that $300. Okay, next I did cash envelopes. What did I use on cash envelopes? 75. Let's see what my cash right here. I used 75. Okay, next, sinking funds. I used 10 on sinking funds, which is right here. Okay, did I put anything in debt? No, I did not. Other things you might have to budget for? No, nothing. Savings, I'd used 100. Put that right here. Okay, and then savings challenges, I did 15. Okay, and that's all I use, right? So now what you do, I'm gonna set this to the side. So now what I will do is I will take this $500, my starting balance, and I will subtract all of this. I'm gonna start with the 15 minus the 75 minus the 300 minus the 100 minus the 10, and that should be 0. And that's how you know you are correct. Okay, so that's just something that I did to check myself, and this is available in my Etsy shop, y'all, just in case, you know, anybody was interested. And then this right here, I made a tracker where when I was doing my bills, dividing them by 4, I would put my bill like lights. Y'all remember it was $200. So each week that I paid that 50, I would color it in. I write lights and then $200 next to it. And then that would show me that I have paid $50 for each week, okay? It was just something that I did for a bill tracker. And y'all don't forget that things change up. I had to change up. From the ones that's been following me for a while, I had to change up my stuff because it was hard time June. I was trying to hurry up and pay our truck off, which something happened and we couldn't do that. So now I was just focused on bills, the truck debt, any necessities that we needed. And if there was anything left over, I would put it somewhere else, like a savings challenge or something like that. I just wanted to show y'all this because just because you start off with a budget doesn't mean that you're going to keep that same budget, okay? Because only y'all know what's in your household. Only you know. This is just extra paper that I had to show y'all how you can use anything to budget out your way of budgeting. You don't need anything fancy. Another thing that I do, y'all, is for my sinking funds, y'all, I use savings challenges. Savings challenges for my sinking funds. That is always a good way because for me, just making it fun to save money. Making it fun to save money is the way that I go. A lot of times you might not want to budget because it's just not fun to you. You got to make it fun. You got to make it how you want to make it. And don't forget that whatever you have at home, like this right here, y'all, I bought this at Walmart. This is my, I could use this for my cash envelope thing if I wanted to. But I haven't used it. I could go for something like this. Y'all seen my other cash thing, which this is the one I absolutely love. I love that one. I also have my Louis V. And let me show y'all in the inside. I made these. I made these little dividers. So what I would do is I would take some stickers from the dollar store or make some stickers and just put on here. I put vehicle gas, groceries, you know, the same thing y'all seen in my yellow binder. And I would just divide it in my thing. You know, I made those, and then I made these little black ones that you could just put your little money in. You know, like I say, y'all, you have to do what you want to do. You know? And as far as envelopes, I bought this here off of Amazon, and it came with a whole thing of stuff that you can use to do your sinking funds, your cash envelopes, whatever you want to use. You can buy stuff. I bought this, like the wallet that y'all just seen, this one right here. I bought these from, I believe, Cordina. I think that's her channel name. You can buy stuff. She made these dividers for me. They back with y'all. You know, I'm just showing y'all this to show y'all you can either buy your stuff or you can make it yourself. These are beautiful. You know, because there's girls out there and men, you know, I'm sure there's men out there. Go on Etsy, go on their channels, and you will see all the lovely stuff that they make. But I just showed y'all that to show y'all that you can use whatever you have. Whatever you have at home. Like my decor that I got right here. I did not go out and buy. Yeah, I bought it a long time ago, but it's still something that I had at home. Like, it's just, you use what you have at home to do what you need to do. But anyway, y'all, I know I talked way too much. This thing almost 30 minutes. But I really, truly hope that y'all got something out of this. And please, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me, because I will answer you if I can, okay? And don't forget, tomorrow, Budgeting Just Because will start it off. And then Wednesday, Michelle on a Mission, Free to Fly, will start it off on Wednesday, okay? And I will have everybody linked down below, y'all. So that is my method. I hope y'all got something out of it. I hope I wasn't too confusing, okay? All right, y'all. Be blessed and have a wonderful day.